What if I told you that the most dangerous enemy you will ever face isn't outside your body, it's already inside you, and you are feeding it 3 times a day? Welcome to the Senior Wellness Hive. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a terrifying medical secret, one that has been hiding in plain sight for decades. A secret that could either be your death sentence or your key to unlocking a vitality you thought was lost forever. By the end of this story, you will understand how you have been unknowingly disarming your body's own elite repair squad every single day. And more importantly, you will learn the simple, free, and powerful daily ritual used by the longest living communities right here in the United States to command that very same squad to rebuild them from the inside out. Our story doesn't begin in a lab, but in the sun-drenched hills of Loma Linda, California. Picture this. It's the summer of 1978. A young, ambitious cardiologist named Dr. James Carter is immersed in the high-stress world of a Los Angeles hospital, convinced that the future of medicine lies in newer, more complex technology. Then, a bewildering phone call from a colleague changes everything. His voice trembled as he described a patient he was visiting in the Loma Linda community, a 102-year-old man who was not just alive, but actively repairing his own roof under the blazing noon sun, displaying the stamina and strength of a man half his age. Driven by equal parts skepticism and burning curiosity, Dr. Carter made the journey. What he witnessed shattered his entire medical worldview. He expected a frail, bedridden centenarian. Instead, he met a man whose eyes sparkled with a vibrant, almost palpable life force, a man whose very presence whispered of a forgotten biological truth. That single moment launched Dr. Carter on a 50-year quest, a mission to uncover the hidden mechanisms behind such radical health and longevity, leading him to the darkest and most awe-inspiring corners of human cellular biology. But the most shocking twist in this tale came from the work of a brilliant but ridiculed researcher named Dr. Robert Hill, who was working alone in a Stanford laboratory. He discovered a microscopic assassination team lurking in every single one of our cells. In their dormant state, these cellular agents are harmless, but when activated, they become ruthless, consuming diseased tissue, digesting cancerous precursors, and recycling broken cellular parts into pristine new building materials. This process has a name, autophagy, which literally means self-eating. This isn't mere cleaning, it is a primal regenerative rebirth that happens at a cellular level. The terrifying part? Our modern lifestyles have effectively handcuffed and silenced this innate healing army. The very foods we eat and the constant all-day eating schedule we keep act like a bureaucratic order that permanently suspends our internal repair crews. When Dr. Hill peered deeper into this mystery, what he found was a biological tragedy playing out in millions of people every single day. Let's travel to that fateful night in 1992 in Dr. Hill's quiet lab. He was observing yeast cells under his microscope, mocked by peers who thought his fixation on cellular garbage disposal was a waste of time. But Dr. Hill knew something profound was happening. He subjected the cells to a state of nutrient deprivation, a controlled starvation. Through the lens, a miraculous and savage scene unfolded. The cells, sensing the crisis, began to cannibalize their own damaged components, breaking them down for fuel. This was the breathtaking moment of discovery, extreme cellular renewal triggered by a lack of external resources. The medical world was stunned because it hinted that the seed of immortality and radical repair was woven into our very biology. Yet the key to activating it was deceptively simple, a secret that the healthiest elders in American longevity pockets, like Loma Linda and Okinawa, had practiced for generations without even knowing the science. Back in California, Dr. Carter couldn't forget the roof-repairing centenarian. He began studying other members of that community, and what he found challenged every assumption about aging. These individuals didn't just live long, they lived strong. In their 90s, they gardened and hiked. Their arteries were clear, their cancer rates astonishingly low. Their secret wasn't a pill or a procedure. It was a simple, almost unconscious practice rooted in a principle they called eating until you're 80% full. At every meal, they would stop before that feeling of fullness set in, leaving a gentle space in their stomachs. This seemingly minor act, Dr. Carter realized, was the master switch. By stopping at 80%, they created the perfect mild stress signal within their cells, enough to trigger the autophagy cleanup crew, but not so much as to cause harm. Think of your body like a major city. When food and resources are constantly trucked in around the clock, all the workers are busy unloading and stocking shelves. Maintenance on the power grids, water lines, and streets is perpetually postponed. But when the shipments pause for a scheduled interval, that's when the night crews swarm in. They repair potholes, replace old wiring, clean out clogged pipes, and haul away accumulated trash. That is autophagy in action, your biological night crew. But the story grows even more compelling with the work of Dr. Eleanor Vance, who would become a legend in longevity circles. She wasn't just a researcher, she was a living testament, practicing these principles daily and living with vibrant health until 106. Dr. Vance made a crucial connection early in her career. Patients with severe digestive issues often had system-wide decay, aging skin, low energy, weak immunity. She realized gut health was the master switch for everything. Her life extension protocol was elegantly simple: a light breakfast, a modest lunch, and her main meal for dinner, which she finished by 6 p.m., followed by 16 hours of fasting until her next meal at 10 a.m. The results spoke for themselves. At 100, she still consulted with patients. At 102, she flew to Boston to deliver a keynote lecture. She routinely worked long hours with an energy that defied her age. When asked her secret, she'd smile and say, "I give my body a long, quiet night to clean house." Meanwhile, a gastroenterologist named Dr. Amanda Silva was making discoveries that would stun the medical community. She developed new methods for observing the human digestive tract, and what she saw transformed her understanding of health. Over 30 years, Dr. Silva examined hundreds of thousands of patients. She could predict a person's overall health simply by looking at their colon. Those who ate standard American diets of processed foods had colons that were inflamed, shortened, and scarred. Those who ate traditional plant-rich diets had colons that were remarkably long, clean, and youthful. What amazed her most was that the healthiest digestive tracts belonged to people who regularly gave their systems long breaks, people who naturally practiced a condensed eating window, mimicking the feast and famine rhythms of our ancestors. Dr. Silva understood that when you constantly flood your digestive tract, it never gets a chance to repair its own lining. But when you allow a 14 to 16-hour rest period, something magical happens. The cells lining your stomach and intestines begin to regenerate at a rapid pace. Your liver initiates its deep detoxification processes. Your entire body shifts into a comprehensive repair mode that is impossible to maintain during constant digestion. Now here is where all these discoveries converge into something you can use starting tonight. Dr. Hill's Nobel-winning research revealed that autophagy isn't random. It has a specific activation timeline that most of us interrupt. It kicks into highest gear not during sleep, but in the final hours before you break your fast, after about 12 to 16 hours without food. The problem with the modern eating pattern is that we cancel the repair shift before it can finish. We wake up and immediately flood our system with breakfast, sending a biological signal that says, "Stand down, repair crews, new shipments are here." The long-living communities studied by Dr. Carter had unconsciously learned to extend that magical repair window, often to 16 or even 18 hours. During that time, their cells didn't just survive, they thrived, rebuilt, and emerged stronger. Dr. Carter's decades of research also uncovered a crucial dietary pattern. The elders he studied weren't just eating less, they were eating differently. While many Americans consumed white bread and refined grains, these communities centered their diets on deeply colorful whole foods. Think dark leafy greens, purple sweet potatoes, legumes, and vibrant vegetables. These foods are low on the glycemic index, meaning they don't spike insulin, a hormone that directly shuts off autophagy. They provide steady energy while keeping the body in a cellular maintenance-friendly state. For example, bitter greens contain compounds enzymes that help control blood sugar. Colorful vegetables are packed with antioxidants that protect cells during the intense cleaning process. Even their beverage habits were strategic. Many had a daily ritual of herbal or green tea, which contains polyphenols that support the cellular cleanup process. And the act of slowly sipping tea naturally reduced mindless snacking, further extending the fasting window. Dr. Vance revolutionized her own approach to the first meal of the day. Instead of a heavy breakfast, she would start with fresh vegetable juice blended with a tablespoon of flaxseed oil. This wasn't just for nutrition. The healthy fat helped slow sugar absorption, preventing the insulin spike that halts autophagy. The vegetable juice provided nutrients without burdening a digestive system that had just spent hours in repair mode. Critically, she would drink half, wait 20 minutes, then consume the rest, or have a small, whole food meal. This allowed her body to transition gently from fasting to feeding, maximizing the benefits of both states. What Dr. Carter, Dr. Vance, and Dr. Silva independently discovered was that timing isn't just important, it's everything. The human body operates on ancient rhythms, expecting periods of nourishment and periods of rest. When we disrupt these rhythms with constant eating, we sabotage the very opportunities designed to keep us healthy and young. The optimal pattern they identified is this. Finish your last meal by 7 p.m. Go to sleep with a slightly empty stomach. Upon waking, wait at least 12 and ideally 16 hours before your first nutritious meal. During that window, your cellular repair crews work overtime, fixing damage, removing toxins, and literally rebuilding you from within. There is a solemn reality here. Contemporary research shows that younger generations in these longevity hotspots are losing their health advantage as they adopt Western eating patterns, processed snacks, and late-night meals. Their health outcomes are declining to match the national average. This proves genetics don't dictate your destiny. Long-lived people aren't long-lived because of special genes. They are long-lived because of specific behaviors. And the moment those behaviors change, the results change. The beautiful hope in this is that if adopting Western habits can destroy longevity, then adopting longevity habits can restore it. Your cellular repair systems are waiting, ready to be activated with the right signals. So how do you activate this ancient wisdom for yourself? Starting tonight, based on half a century of research from these American pioneers, here is your step-by-step activation sequence. For your first week, begin practicing the 80% rule. At every meal, when you feel 80% full, just stop. This isn't about measuring. It's about relearning your body's signals of gentle satisfaction. You should feel nourished, not stuffed, content, not drowsy. In your second week, gently extend your nightly fast. Start with 12 hours between your last bite of dinner and your first bite of breakfast. If you finish dinner at 7, wait until 7 the next morning to eat. As this feels comfortable, stretch it to 14, then 16 hours. In your third week, transform your morning routine. Instead of solid food right away, begin with herbal tea or warm water with lemon. Wait 20 minutes, then have a light, nutrient-dense meal focusing on vegetables, healthy fats, and high-quality protein. For your fourth week, optimize your main meal. Follow the Loma Linda model. Make your plate a festival of colorful whole foods. Think dark leafy greens, purple sweet potatoes, legumes, nuts, seeds, and a small serving of fish or lean poultry. Flavor it with turmeric, ginger, and garlic, all known to support cellular renewal pathways. What can you expect as your cellular cleanup crews clock back in? The changes will come in waves. In the first week, you'll notice improved energy, especially in the afternoon, and deeper, more restorative sleep as your body settles into its natural rhythm. From the second to the fourth week, mental clarity will sharpen significantly. That afternoon brain fog will lift. Your skin may begin to look clearer and more radiant. You might notice your clothes fitting better, even before the scale moves, as your body composition begins to optimize. From the second to the sixth month, the real magic unfolds. Your immune system grows more resilient. Minor aches and pains often start to fade. People may comment that you look younger and more vibrant. Your energy remains steady throughout the day, free from crushing slumps. As we wrap up, know that Dr. James Carter, now in his 70s, is still actively researching. He recently took up learning the piano, proving that the curiosity and joy of learning that characterize the longest-lived among us are fuels that drive vitality. Dr. Hill's Nobel Prize-winning work has spawned thousands of studies, all confirming that initial, humble discovery in yeast cells. Your body has an incredible capacity for self-renewal, but only when you give it the right environment. The knowledge uncovered by these American pioneers isn't locked behind expensive treatments or complex protocols. It's available to anyone willing to work with their body's ancient rhythms, not against them. Tonight, when you finish your meal a little earlier than usual, remember you're not just changing an eating schedule. You are awakening cellular repair systems that may have been waiting years, even decades for this signal. You are connecting to a tradition of wellness practiced by some of the world's healthiest people. Your transformation begins with a single choice: the gift of time for your body to heal, repair, and rebuild itself. The result, as testified by countless vibrant elders, is nothing short of extraordinary. If this journey into the mystery of cellular rebirth has inspired you to unlock your body's dormant potential, please type yes in the comments below. Your participation helps us at the Senior Wellness Hive continue to share this life-changing research. If you're ready to begin your own longevity journey, hit that like button. Share this with anyone who needs to hear these secrets, and subscribe for more evidence-based discoveries that could add decades to your life. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey to optimal health and longevity, right here on the Senior Wellness Hive.